Load your pictures. What's that? What's that? Yeah, it'll be, yeah. Let me get the pictures loaded up and then, no, you won't. I'll just start fading it down. Let me just get these pictures loaded and we'll figure that out. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll ask, yeah. They're on my phone, but they're not coming up on my PC. No, that's not okay. What the frig? I'll just send you my Facebook Messenger. Ready? Okay.
The owner of Adirondack Zen Reiki and Wellness. I'm also a Reiki master teacher with a little over a decade of Reiki experience, and I've been a doTERRA wellness advocate for a little over a year now. And I use the doTERRA essential oils and supplements daily. But I'm also a recovering caregiver, which means, I've spent most of my adult life taking care of others, including my children when they were little, a chronically ill and disabled spouse, a sibling with leukemia, and her much older husband with vascular dementia. So, up until about a year ago, my idea of self care was throwing myself on the couch with a bag of chips and vegging on the boob tube and praying that nobody hollered my name for a couple hours. So, that was, again, my idea of self care. Here I am at 63. I'm widowed. My kids are grown, but I have a beautiful 8-year-old granddaughter who I get the pleasure of spending many hours a week with, which means I need to be available for hikes and bike rides and hanging out at Great Escape and things like that. So it's very important to me that I maintain my health. And so self care has become more important, and doTERRA is supporting me in that. And one of the mottos of doTERRA is living better longer. And for me, that's been the truth. So I am in the process of building my doTERRA business and my Reiki practice. I would like to be able to do that both on a full-time basis and replace my paralegal work at a local law office so I have more time to spend with my family, especially my granddaughter. So that's my why, and I appreciate you supporting my small business ventures. So I was first introduced to doTERRA by my sponsor, Patty Matthews, who basically my first experience with doTERRA was an aroma touch session, which was the most out of the world experience I'd ever had, but that's for another podcast. The other thing that she recommended to me as soon as I joined doTERRA was to start using the supplements. Now, I've used a lot of supplements in my life because I understand how not just how deficient our diet is, but even when we're eating clean, how nutritionally deficient some of even the good foods can be because of changes to agriculture and how foods are processed. So I've always taken supplements and Amway, Herbalife, Arbonne, Standard Process, but doTERRA Lifelong Vitality, which is the 3 multivitamins and omega supplements that doTERRA sells, was the only thing that I had taken for 3 days and actually felt a difference. So needless to say, I've continued taking them. But the other thing that I learned in taking better care of myself was there's 2 solid truths. If you need to turn your health around, either because of decades of high stress and poor diet, like me, or the onset of a chronic disease like many people suffer from today, including autoimmune diseases, you have to start with gut health. And that's what I'm talking about today. So why is gut health so important? Hippocrates said, all disease starts in the gut. And I don't know if that's a direct quote or a paraphrase, but that's been around for a long time. And the fact that all disease starts in the gut makes it pretty important in my book. So your gut has about 100 million neurons, which are brain cells. So that's basically why they will call it your second brain. And that's more neurons that are found in your spinal cord or your peripheral nervous system. It's also the source of around 90 to 95% of your serotonin, which is the feel-good neurotransmitter that stimulates your mood, feelings of well-being, and your happiness. And these are all produced in the gut. So low levels of serotonin may lead to anxiety and depression. And the other feel-good neurotransmitter is dopamine, and about 50% of that is produced in your gut. So your immune system resides also in the gut. At about 70% of our immune system is gut related. And the microbiome, the trillions of good bugs living in our intestines, regulate our immunity. So when you have an alteration of these microbial communities, this can also lead to autoimmune disorders. There's a lot of good science and reports out there that our gut microbiome can be the source of many of the autoimmune diseases that are prevalent in our society today, including irritable bowel syndrome, celiac diseases, and also extra-intestinal disorders such as allergies, metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, and obesity. So when you have a dysbiosis or an upset in your gut microbiome. This can be called leaky gut, and these have been linked to even causing severe to moderate mental health issues, anxiety and depression, and we know that that's pretty prevalent in our society today. And the brain and the gut constantly interact with each other, and this is called the gut-brain axis, or GBA. And an unhealthy gut may be the reason for many mental illnesses that we see more and more in our society. Even something as simple as anxiety can be caused by disturbances in your microbiome in your gut.
I'm posting the first picture right now while you're talking. The gut-brain connection.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that says psychological levels of the inflammatory cells and mediators, normal gut microbiota.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
So somebody like, I had an ulcer way back in the day,
mm-hmm.
and obviously the pain hurts and everything, but it wasn't just a pain in the stomach. It affected my entire body. Like, you just don't want to do anything. It's not because of the pain, but it runs you down.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
You weren't well.
Right.
Yes.
So it wasn't the pain that necessarily was the one that was getting me tired. It's just when your gut's all upset, like I'm telling you, my gut's been, it's funny that we're, it's funny we're doing this topic tonight.
Mm-hmm.
My stomach's been upset every day for weeks.
Right.
And it's not an ulcer, because I know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just upset all the time,
mm-hmm.
all the time. Like, when you get that gut feeling, like when you're stressed or you're worried about what somebody's going to say, that's the feeling I have every day, 24 hours a day for the last couple of weeks. And it just destroys my body. I mean, it just runs me down. I can't work out properly. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how just that one section
affects everything. Yeah. Absolutely. And when you address that, it'll also affect everything.
Meaning, if I fix it. Oh, yes. Yeah, of course. Yes, of course. And have I fixed it yet? No, I don't know what to do yet. We've been talking about it, but I don't know what it is to fix it. And usually I'm like, well, maybe it's my surroundings. Maybe it's a situation that I'm stressed out about. I don't know what it is, but it has not changed in months.
Well, when I recommended the Copaiba for you,
that helped. Yeah, that was huge.
Those work with a lot of the CB2 receptors that are also all through your gut and your brain.
Yeah, that helped a lot. Yep. Yes, I know I have to get back on that.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm Herb. There's no camera on me today, so.
But he's here.
Yes.
He's here. So one of the things that I also wanted to do, there's an experiment that I've seen on YouTube that I wanted to try. Okay. And so this is the first time I've tried it. But Terrazyme is one of the products that I'm going to be talking about with regards to gut health. And this experiment is to take some pretty stiff, you can see this is oatmeal.
Yep.
Pretty stiff oatmeal. And I'm going to take 2 capsules of the Terrazyme, empty it on here. Try not to create garbage.
I feel like I'm in the Food Network right now.
Yes. So, and just kind of stir it in, and we'll just see over the course of the podcast kind of what happens to it. Like I said, I've seen somebody else do it on YouTube, but this is the first time I've done it. So,
so for the audio version of this, what Sharie's doing is she's mixing up a bowl of oatmeal and putting the capsules in.
I've already cooked the oatmeal, so
okay.
it's cooked. Pretty stiff oatmeal. It's not runny at all. And I'm mixing in 2 capsules of Terrazyme, which is doTERRA's digestive enzyme that I'm going to be talking about, because it's very important to gut health. And so everybody can see, yes, do I have that placed right?
Yep.
Everybody can see that the knife is standing upright in the oatmeal. So, and if the experiment works, you'll see that the Terrazyme will help start breaking down the oatmeal with no assistance from anything else.
And so what would this do? So can you relate this action here
absolutely.
To what's happening in your stomach?
So first I want to talk about leaky gut syndrome. There's a lot of people are familiar with this, but some people have never heard about it. So basically leaky gut syndrome is when your poor diet choices, your chronic stress, your toxic overload, and bacterial imbalance in your gut can actually cause what's called impermeability. throughout your entire digestive system. And what that means is where things that are being broken down to be able to parse out the nutrients and pass on the waste start leaking through the sheath of your gut. Okay.
Yep.
So then your body says, oh my God, there's a foreign invader, because that's not supposed to be there. And it sets up an autoimmune response. So there's a lot of people that have autoimmune responses and autoimmune diseases that actually at the heart of it is probably leaky gut causing it.
So what exactly is a leaky gut?
It's where that intestinal permeability is compromised.
Okay.
So it's not supposed to be permeable.
Okay.
It's supposed to follow the course of you take in food, your stomach starts digesting it, breaking it down. It passes through, either the nutrients are pulled out to go to your organs, your bloodstream, et cetera, like that, or onto the rest of your intestinal system to be passed through as waste. Okay. When it starts leaking out, these larger particles that are supposed to be passing through end up going out where the permeability
into your system,
it's treated as a foreign invader, and it sets up an immune response. But it's actually an autoimmune response, because these are things
foreign objects,
right?
So I have the image up here. It says undigested food particles or toxins. Inflammatory response to intruders spreads throughout the entire body. It's like a lymphatic vessel. So it's at that level where it goes. So you're getting So I ate Doritos. So let's say they're going into my bloodstream,
right?
And that's causing your body to say, wait a minute, this isn't right.
This isn't supposed to be here.
So will that raise like my white blood cell count and stuff like that, where they're trying to fight whatever this
it'll mount an immune response that is not good for the rest of your body, because it's reacting to things that shouldn't be there, like it's designed to. That's where our immune system is designed to go after foreign invaders.
Right.
Okay. Whether that be illness, disease, or things from the gut that shouldn't have gotten outside of the gut. Okay. So it's very common for people that are on the standard American diet to struggle with poor gut function, which causes high levels of inflammation. That inflammation is, again, part of that response to things that are not supposed to be there.
Right.
Just like a fever, like when you have a fever, you say, oh crap, I've got a fever. But the fever is actually a response to call on more white blood cells to come and take care.
There's something going on.
Right. Take care of an infection that's starting. So it's actually a healthy response. When it's constant inflammation and chronic inflammation caused by leaky gut, that's when you can end up with autoimmune disorders.
Okay. How do you know you have leaky gut?
Well,
or is that a question we'll save for later?
Yeah, so it's different for everybody.
Okay.
Depending on what level it's at,
right?
And whether it's a response to just food particles or a toxic load. But yeah, some of the responses can be not pleasant.
Okay.
And I'm not going to talk shit on this show. Okay.
There's no shit talking here.
That's right. So what does Terrazyme do for you? So Terrazyme is doTERRA's digestive enzyme complex. These are whole food enzymes and cofactors that are usually deficient in cooked, processed, preservative-laden, microwaved foods. So they're specialized proteins functioning as catalysts in almost all cellular functions and chemical reactions throughout the body. So they're important for growth, healing, reproduction, detoxing, immune function, hormone regulation, and they're necessary for the proper digestion of food nutrients and converting those nutrients to energy in your cells. So that's how important these enzymes are. There are two kinds of enzymes: endogenous, which means that it originates inside and outside the body, that help the body convert food to necessary nutrients. So one's digestive enzymes produced in the mouth, stomach, the pancreas, and the small intestine, and metabolic enzymes, which are active in your blood, your tissues, and your organs. Exogenous, meaning outside the body. It originates outside the body, and they're classified as food enzymes, which means that they get into your body through your food. All right. And they're found in raw, unprocessed foods, and they help break down nutrients during digestion. Unfortunately, not enough raw, unprocessed foods means not enough exogenous enzymes, and our body's endogenous enzymes that need to be made by inside our body, those resources have to be directed towards the production of these digestive enzymes that we should be getting from our food, and thereby we're leaving less capacity available for the production of these important metabolic enzymes.
Okay.
All right. So this can have crucial consequences for our health and our cell function. A healthy diet that would provide enough raw material for optimal enzyme productions within the body would be 60% fresh, raw foods, and the standard American diet consists of about 63% processed food, including added fats and oils, sugars, and refined grains. So it's just the opposite. You can see that there's a real disconnect there between what we would need to take in for our optimal enzyme production and what we're actually getting for most of us.
Well, we're a society of instant gratification and instant fast food. I mean, I've boycotted fast food for, well, I'll say for the last year, but I have my urges. We all have those urges. Taco Bell's calling my name.
Yeah, that bag of chips and that couch still calls my name.
Yeah. Yep. So when you want to change your diet, let's move the camera over and see how the oatmeal is doing. Is it work? It is working a little bit there. Yeah. It's a little bit softer there. It's
getting a little less stiff.
What did I want to say? Oh, when you make the change, let's say you want to change your diet. Diet has everything to do with how you work out, your mental stability, that kind of stuff. I'm going to put up this.
Even your thoughts.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put up the other image here. And this one here, let's go back to this one. We got multiple cameras going on here. Let's go there.
This go here, this go there.
Yes. So this image here, we have the leaky gut affects the whole entire body, like we kind of said.
Absolutely.
We didn't mention the skin. Mm-hmm. The way you break out acne or blemishes or whatnot. This one is interesting, is the thyroid. Now, you know me pretty well, so you know that I have a thyroid issue. I have hypothyroidism. I never expected my gut to affect my thyroid.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, the food that I intake affects my thyroid, obviously. But I didn't think that as far as the way it digests my food would affect the way my thyroid is. So is it Hashimoto's? Yes.
Yes.
And it does say hypothyroidism. Mm-hmm. So my gut could, even though my thyroid is generating, what do we call it?
Working overtime.
It's working overtime. It's producing too much. Mm-hmm. Could my gut be causing that to do that?
It's entirely possible.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV.
No. But, I understand that.
But yes, there's definitely that connection. Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Listen, my doctor's never even said that. No, but I'm saying
exactly.
I didn't understand. I'm still, this is all new for me. So I'm trying to correlate the connection here.
And you may find if you really go after your gut health the way that you have, like with your working out and stuff like that, you may find a difference in your thyroid.
Well, I have been gaining weight. I have a gut. No pun intended. And I'm happy that I have a gut. Everybody, I know, I've said it a few times. What do you mean? I used to have a six-pack for years and never had to do a sit-up. Now I have a gut and I'm ecstatic because I haven't been able to gain weight.
Right.
But I never took the correlation of my stomach with my thyroid.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't have hyperthyroid or hyperthyroidism.
Right.
Obviously, the next one here for leaky gut also affects your colon, which is, that's definitely a connection right there. That's good. I mean, there's no shit talk here, but yes. Obviously, what we eat also affects our colon and how we digest our food.
Yes. And our toxic load from not just our food, but even our environment. That all has to get processed through our gut.
Right.
So
the next one, joints.
Yes. Inflammation, that widespread inflammation usually shows up where it's most noticeable in your joints.
Okay.
Yep. So things that didn't ache last year will start aching.
But it's old age. That's what you're going to say. Old age. I'm getting old. My knees are hurting.
Right.
Why don't we look at the gut first? Because it seems to be that doesn't, I personally, for me, nobody said, how's your stomach feel? I'm talking to you about my knees. No, I want to know how your stomach. Nobody asked you that.
Correct. Yes. I want to say that I first started hearing about the importance of the microbiome. I want to say maybe about 3 years ago, about the same time that I think that that Jess was looking into becoming a nutritional.
Oh, yep. That was about a year ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 3 years ago when she was first thinking about it.
Yep.
And I bought this wonderful book for all of my girls, especially Erica, who ended up being diagnosed with Crohn's disease, by Dr. Josh Axe, who is personally one of my heroes, called Eat Dirt. That's the name of the book. Eat Dirt.
Eat Dirt.
Okay.
A lot of fiber in that.
and it was a real eye-opening book. I wish I was one of those people that could read something and instantly memorize it. But if you ever get a chance to read it, it's not that very thick of a book, but it's, chock full of very, very, very informative. And that was the first experience that I had with how important. I'd always taken probiotics. When Jay was on vancomycin for probably about 2 months, which is at that time in the 90s was the strongest antibiotic known to man. Okay. Oh, wow. It had to be delivered by PICC line. Ooh. It could not be delivered just by a simple IV, right. Because it burns out your veins. It needed to go into the brachial.
Oh, wow.
Artery. Okay. So, and I remember being very concerned when he was on this, about his microbiome. And I started researching, probiotics that might be able to help keep that from turning into another chronic disease for him. Okay. So I'd always kind of had that understanding that probiotics were important and that, but I had no idea how important until a few years ago.
Because Sonia gave me doTERRA's probiotics.
The PB Assist.
Yeah.
And another amazing product.
That didn't help my stomach, but as far as the pain, but it helped. I don't want, because I take the balance during the day, that. And when I was doing I always ruin the name, Copaiba. I'm gonna get it right one of these days. Copaiba. In that, my mood was better in a way, and I don't know if it was the Copaiba or it was the probiotics. So I don't. So I'm not sure which. It's not like I'm gonna try one for a day and then not try one for the other because both of them are working. But it worked, and I'm assuming that is also full body health as well when you take the probiotics.
Yes. Yes. Especially the doTERRA PB Assist also it's double encapsulated. So the live probiotics are encapsulated so that basically part of it dissolves in your stomach because nothing gets through your stomach acids unscathed. Right. But it stays complete enough to make it into your small intestines where it really needs to be deployed.
Gotcha.
It also has prebiotic fibers in it to help, so the good bacteria that you already have now have food, which is what a prebiotic is. It's food for the good bacteria.
Gotcha. And the last one on this chart here is a sinus and mouth. Frequent colds, food sensitivities. What does that mean? Food sensitivities.
So when you have leaky gut, you might also have a gluten intolerance. You might not. Some people might call it celiac disease and things like that. So basically, your body gets a little bit screwed up with fighting off all these foreign things that are coming out of your gut that shouldn't be, and then it kind of goes haywire and starts reacting to everything.
It's trying to trying to react to something that's just,
it's just you're just throwing too much crap at me.
Right.
So,
natural foods, organic foods. Not organic, but let's say non-processed foods.
Right.
Some of them obviously have the probiotic. Is it probiotic? How do I say it?
Probiotics.
Probiotics. They're natural probiotics in certain foods too, as well.
So, yogurt, fermented foods like kefir, sauerkraut,
Okay.
things like that. They if they don't have the actual probiotics, they might have what's needed for natural probiotic production in your intestinal system.
Okay.
So what Terrazyme does is it contains a proprietary blend of 10 active whole food enzymes that, again, are deficient in our normal American diet, and that helps with the digestion of proteins, fats, complex carbohydrates, sugars, fibers, and other good nutrients, that promotes more efficient digestion of the food nutrients that you take in and reduces the demand for internal production of digestive nutrients, and frees up those resources that we really need for optimal levels of metabolic production and activity. So it has peppermint, ginger, caraway, and caraway seed extract, which is also what's in our Tummy Tamer product. And then it has 10 enzymes that are protein, and I'm probably butchering these names, but protease breaks down protein to peptides and amino acids. Papain breaks down protein. Amylase breaks down carbs, starches, and sugars. Lipase breaks down fats and oils to be absorbed in the intestine. Lactase breaks down lactose found in milk sugars. So you'll find also people with the lactose intolerance may have leaky gut and or a deficiency of these enzymes in their body.
So if they, let's say, and I know you're not a doctor, but let's say you fixed a leaky gut, are you still going to be lactose intolerant?
It really depends.
Okay.
Because that may not be the single factor.
Gotcha.
Okay. It
Same thing with gluten. Like you have a gluten problem.
So a lot of the studies have shown that if you correct your gut health and get it back to optimal functioning, get rid of that permeability, which I think Dr. Axe was maybe the first one to recommend a daily intake of food collagen. Okay. To repair the leaky gut, so that you're no longer bombarding your immune system with these foreign agents. Okay. And you have a good, healthy probiotic base micro throughout your intestine, and you're eating non-toxic, non-processed, if you're eating really clean.
Well, good luck with that, because that's hard to do in itself.
It is.
It's very hard to do.
So that's what I'm saying is, like, just fixing your gut impermeability may be a big step, and you may get a lot of relief. But is it going to be enough to completely eliminate the problem? It may or may not. Again, depending on the overall health of these other. But when you improve your gut health, you're taking a big step forward.
How do you know? So getting back to my, how do you know if it's your gut? How do you know if you have bad gut health?
Okay, so if you've got a lot of inflammation, that might, and it's not
inflammation where? I mean,
everywhere.
Okay.
So
if my fingers are inflamed, does that mean I have bad gut? I mean, I might be asking.
It could very well be.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the first thing that I noticed when I started taking these supplements, was that I no longer had to hold on to the stair rail and the wall to get myself down the stairs.
Yeah, you were telling me that. Yeah, you were telling me that.
So
your joints right off the bat were
better.
A lot better, you said.
A lot better. I mean, a lot better. I do take a lot of other supplements besides just the LLV and the Terrazyme, but they all work together to, again, decrease that system-wide inflammation. And again, I'm not going to talk shit,
but I'm regular now.
But being regular has its own rewards.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I know we're not talking shit, but something to be said about, obviously, if you're not, when you go to the bathroom, or whatever your usual regular routine is, if that's obviously stress has a lot to do with that, or whatever you're doing, and it deviates, that's obviously a gut issue. That's not just. I mean, yes, if you drastically change your eating habits, yes, that's going to be a thing. Right. But if you're all of a sudden going, I usually go at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or at 7 o'clock, whenever, or right after dinner, all of a sudden that's not happening. So that's another sign going, something's wrong with my gut.
Right.
and it's not necessarily pain. And I think that's one of the things. That's why I want to keep stressing and keep asking about when do you know when it is, because we as a society, and I think just in general, we don't do anything until there's pain.
Right. That's usually the first thing that sends us looking for answers.
And if you have pain, you're already past a problem. There's already been a constant problem before that. Right. Once the pain hits, now it's been going on too long.
If you're, for the most part, eating what's considered the standard American diet, okay?
Yep.
If you're exposed to environmental toxins,
right.
If you don't drink enough water, if you don't regularly work out, okay? And all those things, you can practically guarantee and put money on it that your gut health is not optimal.
Right.
Okay.
And when we were doing this is the first live show for our Mindful Mondays. So because we kick off Monday mornings with Ryan Holdeman from the Coffee Talk, and when you say working out, I just like to say too that just get up and walk. Just some type of activity. It doesn't necessarily have to mean lifting weights, but it's not just putting your hand in the bag of chips or doing the 12-ounce curl. That's not working out, man.
That's not working out.
Just regular activity. And because I know a lot of people, I don't want to work out, or, I'm 75. I don't want to lift weights. You know what? Just getting up and walking a half mile, 10 minutes. It doesn't even matter. That definitely will start helping too. And people seem to think when you say working out, that it's just activity. Just get up off the couch.
Right.
Mowing the lawn. Is
Yep.
activity, as long as you're not sitting on the couch and not doing anything. So that's why I don't want to make people, I don't want to work out. I'm like, you don't have to. Just be active. Just be active.
Absolutely.
Take the dog for a walk an extra day or an extra time during the day.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Or an extra 15 minutes.
Right.
If normally you're when you walk the dog, like Belle's loving it. Number one,
right.
That used to be
she walks you though.
Not anymore.
No,
I got that
good.
no pull halter.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Not nice.
Yes. Made by Holt.
No free advertisements.
That's right.
The other thing is too, we are a very dehydrated society.
Yes, we do not drink enough pure water.
64 ounces a day is the recommended amount of water. That may sound like a lot, but I mean, most of them are in. Let's see, what is this? This is 20 ounces, and I'm already gone with this one. And yes, you have the big one right there.
This is 32 ounces, and I usually drink 2.5 of these.
See, I only drink about 40. I drink 2 of these a day, and that's still probably not enough. Obviously, they say
I got a lot more weight than you do. Too. Yeah. So.
I burn water through. My body just kills it. But 2 bottles of water is a lot better than what I used to be. I mean, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing any water.
As a whole, as a society, we are chronically dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Soda's not water. I mean, everyone's like, I drink soda. I do. The other thing is, I have the Terrazyme image up here too.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, let's move that over there. Let's get that up there. Sharie is looking at her oatmeal right now with the
won't stand up anymore. Look at that.
Oh, wow. And this is just under about 5 minutes or so.
Really?
About 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not bad at all.
No.
So again, for people that are either just joining in, what is this helping you to do internally?
So when you're taking this internally, instead of just sprinkling it on your oatmeal,
right? Okay,
it's helping to break down the food that you take in to make it easier for your body to process out the nutrients, get the nutrients to where they belong without putting another load on your body.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So
this makes it easier for your entire system to digest your food instead of doing like it's like taking a job load off your body.
The enzymes that have to be manufactured by your body. Okay, it takes that job away from them so they can concentrate. Right, which sometimes may mean that you may be getting like so one of the really interesting things that I just learned about Terrazyme is that you can take it for bone spurs. So my first thought is like, holy crap, it dissolves bone spurs. What the hell does it do with the rest of your bones?
Right.
No, that doesn't do anything to the rest of your bones. It goes to the underlying cause of those bone spurs. Okay, to dissolve them. It's not dissolving bones. It's dissolving what's creating those.
People, you're not going to turn into the oatmeal.
Right, exactly. No, I promise. You take Terrazyme, you won't be mush. So and it helps detox and eliminate a lot of the trash in our bodies. So so then if you're taking it on a regular basis, then you're going to find that maybe you're not as susceptible to allergies. Things like that. Aside from what it does just basically for your digestion. Also, as we age, we have fewer and fewer natural, a lesser degree of digestive enzymes. It's just,
it's the way the body,
decades of crap. Okay. So this can kind of replenish them. And again, take off that load from the enzymes in your body that's needed for other things on the metabolic level.
So as I have let me bring the image back up of the Terrazyme, some of the benefits here. It says metabolic enzymes necessary for energy production, tissue growth and repair, managing toxic waste products. We're not going to talk shit today.
Nope.
Chronic enzyme deficiencies, a gastrointestinal disease, yeast infections, osteoporosis, chronic fatigue, compromised immune system. Now, this one thing is obesity. So everybody, and it's not just this year, but the last few years, everybody's been on the diet kicks, whether it's keto, whether it's this, whether it's that, and they're trying to lose weight. It doesn't happen immediately. They're jumping here, jumping here, jumping here. How does this, obviously it's helping with your digestion, but how does this, and now taking this, you're not going to lose thousands of pounds. This doesn't work that way, but how does this help obesity? How is it just the way the body processes the food? Or?
Okay. So you're going to get more out of your food. Okay. If you're eating cleaner, it'll help detox and get rid of some of the trash that's built up in your body over time. I saw a really funny meme on Facebook that about how fat cells must have gotten Jesus because they live forever. Must have found Jesus. And our fat cells are usually the last things to give it up. A lot of toxins are stored in our fat cells that make them hard to get rid of. With this being part of an overall healthier diet, and pretty much if you're taking it every day, then you're kind of like detoxing all the time. Not unusual, not like doing a cleanse. Right. Okay. But at least there's not more buildup than there is detoxification. So that's what I found. The other thing that I want to stress is, even though this is an amazing product, it's really not meant to be taken alone. I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast that I take the Lifelong Vitality, which is it's three products, and it's sold by doTERRA kind of like as a package deal. So you have the Microplex VMZ, which is a food nutrient complex, and basically the VMZ means vitamin and minerals. The Z factors, the cofactors that are part of that. So it covers all of your vitamin and mineral needs and the things you might be missing on a regular basis. There's also the Alpha CRS, which I think is amazing. The first two products that I took on the supplement line was the Microplex VMZ and the E Omega, which is your omegas. And then I added the Alpha CRS, and I really saw a huge difference in adding that. But even just the Microplex VMZ and the E Omega, again, I felt a difference in 3 days of taking them. So you take,
oh, really?
Yes. So the dosage is 4 a day. So I do it 2 in the morning, 2 at night. Okay. When I added the Alpha CRS, which is super high in phytonutrients and antioxidants, that I kind of like got another boost from that. And these are really the foundational products that you kind of need to also optimize the Terrazyme. I think that you will see good results if you just take the Terrazyme. You'll see better results if you also take the Lifelong Vitality. The other product that I highly recommend for gut health is the PB Assist, again, because it's double encapsulated. It has the prebiotics.
Oh, I stand by that.
Yeah. So it's going to make it all the way through your stomach acids to get where it needs to go. And it's going to feed the good bacteria, and then it's going to deliver more good bacteria. So it's win-win. I also do a lot of work out of my studio with what's called Symphony of the Cells, which are essential oil protocols applied to the spine and to the feet for basically some chronic issues. I've worked with people that have IBS, back issues, chronic back pain.
We have a listener that went to you just a few months ago, and she said immediately that what you told her and the oils that she's using, that it stopped her back pain.
Right.
Because she's a workoutaholic,
right.
but she still keeps working out through the pain. And she said, because you did the Symphony of Cells with her, and she's like thumbs up, and almost immediately she said that the oils worked for her.
Right. Yeah. Right. Right now I'm working with someone that's been diagnosed with ovarian cysts and has quite a bit of pain. And but in the training that I've received for the Symphony of the Cells, what's highly recommended by the creator of these protocols is that you take the lifelong vitality, that is foundational to helping those oils do their best work for you. So the oils are applied topically, and the LLV,
it's like giving your body like a primer to get
inside and outside, and they're all meant to kind of like work synergistically. So the LLV, the Terrazyme, and the PB Assist are just my core daily intake. I mean,
it's like the person who has, you're taking 12 vitamins, but the first one you take is your multivitamin. This is kind of like this is like your core one you start with.
Yes.
Then whatever you
never miss it.
And then whatever else you do, that's up for you. But this is like your multivitamin type thing where this is the base.
Right.
Now, is the recommended, I don't want to say dosage, but I guess the recommended amount, is it based on height, weight, age? No. Is it two a day?
So those three core products are the Microplex VMZ, the Alpha CRS, and the E Omega are 4 in the course of a day.
Okay.
And for me, what works out
2
best
of each,
is 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
Okay. 2 of each.
Of each of the 3. Okay.
How fast do you see the results?
I felt the difference in 3 days.
You said the joint pain was gone in 3 days.
No, I wouldn't say that it was gone in 3 days, but I noticed a difference with the joint pain.
Yeah.
I would say within a week to 10 days, but I wasn't paying it. I wasn't expecting it. So I wasn't paying attention to it. And then like one morning I'm like, oh, wow, I'm going down.
I just did backflips up the stairs.
I'm going down the stairs like it's mid-afternoon after I've been up and moving around. You get all loose, but it's first thing in the morning. And,
obviously, results are going to change per person. They might not see it in 3 days. They might see it in a week.
Right.
It's not instant gratification, everyone. It doesn't happen overnight. Just like anything, it takes time.
Right. I will say that, do you remember when we went to the Great Escape 2 years ago?
Yes.
With Bonnie?
Yeah.
Okay. And the few things, I wouldn't say that we hit every single ride, but like the Canyon Blaster roller coaster and a couple other things like that. Okay. So I went to the Great Escape with her again a couple weeks ago when they reopened, and did some of the same things that we did 2 years ago, and I immediately noticed that I wasn't dying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when we went 2 years ago, when I got off the Canyon Blaster, I'm like, I'm not doing that again. Okay. This time I think I could have gone a second time because it didn't hurt so bad to be cramped in that little spot. Okay.
And plus walking around all day long.
Around. And I remember that when we did all that walking 2 years ago, it's like, Jesus God, can we sit down?
Yeah. Can I have it? Yeah. I need a break.
I need a break. I didn't need any break. So just in 2 years, and the only thing different was a year ago, I started taking these supplements religiously.
Right.
I don't miss them. I don't run out of them.
Now it's not something you can take for a while and then just stop.
Correct.
Okay. It's something that this is a life choice. It's a lifestyle change in a way. I mean, I hate taking pills, but I still do. Magnesium is the one thing that I don't miss every day. That's been helping me out a lot as well.
Yeah.
But I have my little Sunday, Monday too. I have the old man. I have the old man pill thing.
Yeah. Are they the rainbow colors?
No, they're all green. It's all green. Yeah. With the letters each day on there. But I take vitamins. I take the doTERRA when I have them. I know I got to get some more. It is a lifestyle change. It's not something you can take. Well, I'm going to take it for a few weeks and then it's good. I mean, it does stay in your system for a while afterwards, but it's not a cure-all either. It just helps you get along, and you have to make changes in your life as well. You can't keep eating the bag of Doritos and, I'll just take 4 more Terrazymes and I'm good. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
So what it's helping me do is stay active longer. So it used to be.
Oh, wow. It looks like soup now.
Yes.
Look at that.
I also have a ruptured disc in my back, which means that if I was doing any amount of yard work or housework or something, it would be like 2 hours of that activity and then like 4 to 6 hours of recovering on an ice pack or, in the recliner and, and handfuls of Advil.
And not moving. Yeah.
And just, waiting for the pain to subside. I have not taken Advil in 15 months. No Tylenol, no Advil.
Oh, wow.
Nothing over the counter. I am on no prescription medications.
No pain or just
no pain?
No pain.
I can go and mow my lawn for 5-6 hours in the 90-degree heat, and I feel it when I'm doing it.
Right.
I know I'm exerting myself, but there's no hours and hours of recovery. Right. I haven't had to use an ice pack, and I can't tell you how long. So.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
So that living better longer. I mean, yeah.
And you've never had, you don't eat bad anyway.
Well, I don't eat good.
Yeah.
If I ate better, if I ate cleaner, I wouldn't have all this weight. So some of that is.
Well, I've been at your house. You don't have junk food everywhere.
No.
So
But I don't not have junk food in the house at all because you can't have an 8-year-old around and not have junk food.
Yeah. Right.
So, and I love my.
Well, it's for her, not for you. Well, if she's not there, if she's not there, somebody's got to eat it.
Yeah. So that's.
So again, I want to kind of stress with people too is that this is to help you with your other changes. You have to make other changes. Again, it doesn't have to be working out, just some activity, but changing your eating habits is definitely a plus. And this is going to help you sleep better. I mean, this is something that we were talking with Offpod that I'm working on 3 hours sleep. I'm dragging right now. I know some of the things that we've done in the past, or we've talked about what I've used has been working. Now it's not. And I really think it is because of, and I'm not saying this is because of the show. It just seems to be coincidental that we're talking about God. Like I said, it wakes me up in the middle of the night. Like I can't sleep. Like it just in the oils that I've been using were working great. But now it's almost like, you know what?
It's not enough to overcome it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And again, that the copaiba that I had recommended to you has a lot of those CB2 receptors throughout your gut, throughout your brain. And I know that you've been eating really clean. So that's why I had recommended that you even start with that because it has so many benefits throughout that. But the other thing too is to really consider your overall gut health.
Right.
And is there something else that needs to be done for it?
Right. I mean, like I said, this is not the end all, but this is definitely start you on a process and make sure everything's well.
So I do wellness consults, being a doTERRA wellness advocate. So if you have a particular health issue that I'm happy to discuss with you, I'm not a doctor. Again, I don't play one on TV. And what I do that I'm not sure that a lot of my doTERRA compatriots do is I let you sample. So if you say, geez, I'd really like to try TerraZyme and see if it helps me, I'll give you a sample of TerraZyme to try. Melanie, I gave samples of the LLV for her to try.
Oh, okay.
And I think
now what's the LLV?
The Lifelong Vitality, the 3-pack.
Yes. Okay.
They're really doTERRA is so behind their Lifelong Vitality products that they sell them. I mean, what you would buy each of these products for and what you get them as a package of 3 is so discounted. Plus they also offer you, like the TerraZyme is, I think it just went up from $20 to $22.50. I mean, everything's gone up after this past year.
Right.
But you used to be able to get 3 additional products for $20 each. Now that's 3 additional products for $22.50, I think.
Okay. And that's a month supply kind of thing?
And that's a month supply. Yep, a month supply.
At 2 a day?
Yes.
Okay.
So I figured it out one day, and all the supplements that I take, I think comes out to about $45 a week.
Okay.
But I haven't had to see a doctor for anything. Right. I'm not, again, on any over-the-counter medications, prescription medications.
$45 a week's not a lot. I mean, it is and it isn't, but I don't think that. I mean, for your health and for everything.
For 63 years old, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. It's cheaper than.
I'll pay $45 a week if I sleep more than 3 hours a night. Definitely do that.
Exactly.
So where can they get a hold of you for a consultation on you? Plus, you do other things as well, Reiki.
Yes, I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I give Reiki sessions, healing attunements. If you're already a Reiki practitioner, I hold regular Reiki shares. I like to use the energy healing that Reiki provides to help people relax, and the more relaxed you are, the more healing can take place, and it really goes hand in hand with the natural, pure, and potent products that I've been exposed to through doTERRA. So to me, that they're a natural fit, kind of like energetically and in diet and supplementation of the diet. They seem to work well for overall wellness.
And going and what was I going to say? Going into this past year, obviously, people have been very health conscious. I think more so than years past, and I think even more so mental health wise than physical health wise.
Right.
And
but they don't realize that
they're both hand in hand.
Yeah, if you don't have that physical health,
right,
your mental health is always going to be compromised.
Yes. But they're taking the first step, and obviously, doTERRA obviously has helped. Like I said, I've done a couple products as well. It sounds like this is an ad for doTERRA, but guess what? They are a sponsor of the show, so relax.
And they work.
Yeah. I mean, I've told the people on other episodes that I was the biggest skeptic ever. I'm like, I'm not going to try that. No way.
This won't help.
I'm the first one to tell you, if I believe in it, it's going to work. And no, I'm not getting paid to say this. So the mental health, I think, obviously, yes, it goes hand in hand, but taking that first step. And these are the kind of things that help. This is not the midnight infomercial where, Sharie was telling me that, yes, there's other products. I think it was even Jess that was trying some of the other stuff before you got into doTERRA, and I was sharing you with it. It's not the same. And we talk about being natural, especially all natural foods that you're eating.
Yes.
You're not going to ever get rid of all processed food. We're not telling you to do that. You got to go out in the woods and eat berries and fruit and whatnot, but try to look at your ingredients. And even these oils and products that say they're the same are not the same, because you even told me that nope, they're not as pure, or they're not as potent, and they're watered down, or they got chemicals in them that you don't
additives.
Correct. Yeah. So that's something to really look at. Any type of product or any type of food that you're doing is look at that. And like I said, I was like, oh, I've done this, and you're like, nope, it's not the same thing. It's this is better.
Yeah.
And you were right. It was totally a game changer. It was the same type of product.
Right.
Says it did the same thing. It was kind of like Serenity.
Yeah.
And that's what I was using for a while, and I still had some. But when you gave me the Serenity, the doTERRA, I'm like night and day.
Yeah.
No pun intended, but it was night and day. And
so
that's something to look at in when you're doing this. And so we neither one of us are doctors, but we do stand behind this. Like I said, if I'm standing behind this, it definitely works. Now I just went on it. Now we're going to take a commercial break at doTERRA. No, I'm just kidding. We will have those soon.
Well, I think that there's a lot of people that are familiar with doTERRA for the essential oils.
Yes. But not this type of stuff.
But not the supplements.
Right.
And that's why, and I didn't know anything. I knew doTERRA as, essential oils. Well,
right.
Trust me, there's only so many essential oils you can use in a day.
Right.
All right.
Right.
I probably use 5 or 6 on a daily basis. Right. The actual oils, I have a couple in my pocket.
Right.
But
I have balance in my pocket right now. I do. Yeah, I actually do.
But I had no idea about the supplements. And I basically just ordered them. Patty said, try this. I ordered them, and boom,
you stuck with them.
I stuck with them. But I'm also helping. They're not cheap. I will not say that they're inexpensive. Right. You can get one hell of a deal if you're a doTERRA member and you buy it, kind of like in the package. It's really discounted, but they are not cheap. But then again, you get what you pay for.
Right.
Like I said, Amway, not cheap. Standard Process, not cheap. Arbonne, not cheap. Herbalife, not cheap.
Right.
Okay. But these were the only ones that I took that I could feel a difference after 3 consecutive days of taking the maximum dose.
Wow. And you can go over to
and it got better from there.
doTERRA.com/Adirondack Zen.
Yes.
And check out some more information there with all the essentials,
yep,
oils and supplements, and give Sharie a call. She loves to give out her phone number.
That's right. 518-879-8987. I'm also on Facebook, Adirondack Zen, or my personal page. That's fine. You can message me there, Sharie Wallerstein. Awesome. And I'm happy to talk doTERRA and better health for all.
I'm still loving. Let's bring the oatmeal back up again.
Yeah.
I want to see that again, because that's pretty impressive on how. And like I said, we're in about 20 minutes or so with that, maybe really 20, 30 minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes.
I got some stiff stuff over by the edge. Let's add that to the mix.
That is kind of neat. So it definitely works that fast in your body.
Yes.
It's not something you're going to feel.
It may even work faster. I don't know, because
right.
we don't have a camera in our tummies, but
right.
You know, but yeah, I mean,
and this doesn't mean you can take this and eat Doritos. Like I said, that's not the point here.
But if you want to take those first steps in improving your gut health and improving your overall health, these are some of the places that you can think about starting.
Now, Sharie, you can just start with this, right?
Okay.
I know you said the other two, like the package deal, but if somebody wanted to just try it and like, oh, I don't have the money, or I don't want to try the other two, but I saw your show and I saw this.
So this one, I would, number one, I would never buy it without it being part of that package, because this can be expensive to just buy
it. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And actually, I can't remember how much it is, because I've never bought it separately, but I remember looking at it one time and saying, holy crap.
Right.
Glad I'm getting it in the package deal.
But they can, somebody can.
You can order it
they'll see a difference from just that one product.
I'll tell you, my mother was diagnosed with cancer back in the 70s, actually my senior year of high school in 76. And one of the things that she learned about was digestive enzymes. So the papaya.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So that actually, my mother introduced me to that, and I've always had that in my house. Is the papaya digestive.
Why didn't I think of that?
Enzymes. All right. So if I've got a little bit of heartburn, if I've eaten, if I've eaten too late and I need to lay down and go to sleep,
papaya works.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say that this works if you've got that overstuffed feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how it works without taking the other supplements.
Gotcha.
But I believe that you would, like, if you had that heartburn or that acidity feeling at night and you took 3 or 4 of them, I think that it would be like taking the papaya. Except you don't chew it.
Right.
The papaya you can chew, and the kids love it.
Yeah.
This, it's in a capsule, so you need to swallow it.
Awesome. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. This was really informative. It's just things happen for a reason, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
Again, where can they find you and give out your phone number, and how long does a consultation usually last for?
So it really depends. Some people have numerous things that are going on, and they kind of, want to talk about maybe how it came about, what they've been dealing with. Some of it may be related, some of it might not. So basically, it takes as long as you want it to take. Okay. I don't watch my
You're not on a clock. You're like, okay, your time is up. Got to go. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you're interested in trying, pure and potent natural products, I'm happy to talk to you about it, and I'm happy to give you samples of what you feel might work best for you, so that you can try it before you buy it.
Awesome. Right. Phone number and website again?
518-879-8987. My website is www.adirondackzen.com. I'm on Facebook, both as Adirondack Zen and personally as Sharie Wallerstein.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a great day.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.